Have you ever felt like you're carrying around a weight that no one else can see? Maybe it's guilt, regret, or just that voice in your head telling you that you messed up and you don't deserve to move on. I know what that feels like, and I also know how hard it is to let go. So today we're talking about forgiving yourself, why it's so damn hard, and why you have to do it, and how to finally start moving forward. So if you're stuck in a cycle of beating yourself up, bro, this one is for you, man, because I was in the same position as you. So off rip, bro, nobody is as hard on you as you are. And what I mean by that is we set these perfect and unreal expectations that we wouldn't set for other people. It's like we mess up one time and all of a sudden it's you're a failure. We hurt one person and all of a sudden it's like, oh, you don't deserve love after this. And truth is, bro, most of us don't forgive ourselves because we think we deserve to suffer. Like if we let go of the guilt, then that means it's okay. And it's not. It's actually the opposite. It's that we're accepting the fact that we did it, and we're accepting that that is not us anymore, or accepting the fact that that's not you anymore. The hardest part about letting go was that it forces you to change, and it forces you to accept something that you can't change. And that's scary. We'd rather sit with something we regret because at least that way we feel like we're still holding on to some kind of control. But ask yourself this: what's something you're holding on to and why? What is holding on actually doing for you? Is it making you a better person? Is it helping you grow? Or is it just keeping you stuck in the past, hating yourself? And you can't undo it. So there's no point in sitting in the past and hating yourself for it. You can't move forward while holding on to the past. At some point, you have to decide, are you going to keep punishing yourself for something that you can't change? Or are you going to learn and grow from it? So the how you actually do it part. I'll give y'all a quick story time. I'm probably gonna need a whole bunch of blues for this, but in my past, I had actually cheated on a partner, and it was more than one time. But obviously, I told her, and I kind of saw I got to see the fallout after I went to therapy, and we kind of stayed in contact a little bit, and then we got back together. But after that, I kind of saw how everything I did affected her. And I just think I kind of wanted out of the relationship because I felt so bad and I hated myself for it. You know what I'm saying? And I thought I had got better, but you can't get better from a place of hate. And the first time I changed, it was from a place of hate. It was because I hated myself so much that I wanted to change. But you cannot change from a place of hate because then you will hate everything about yourself. So with that being said, bro, the first step is to actually accept what happened. I had to accept the fact that I messed up. I had to accept the fact that I hurt someone else so bad that I'm probably going to be talked about for the rest of their life in a negative way. And it still hurts me to think about that sometimes now, but I kind of guess I brought it upon myself, but I accept that, and I have to accept that. I have no other choice because it already happened. It already happens. There's no use in sitting in that pain and wallowing over something that already happened and I can't go back and change. 2, change the way you talk to yourself, bro. Would you tell your best friend that you're worthless? Would you tell your best friend that he or she's a failure? Would you tell your best friend that they don't deserve love? No. And that was my issue. I kept telling myself these things, and it got to a point to where I really started to believe it. And it made me really depressed, and it would show in my energy and the way I interacted with people. I wasn't working out like I normally did, and it would just show in all these different areas. And it also does not help your mental at all whatsoever. I was trying to go to class, bro, and I was just in class not having it. I was in class literally zoned out, thinking in my head about how worthless I felt or how worthless I was and how much of a piece of shit I was. But it's like, bro, like I said, you cannot wallow in the past, bro. Just because you sit in the guilt doesn't mean it's going to absolve you from what you did. And I know that's like tough and it's a stern way to say it, but it is what it is. Especially in my case, when it comes to another person that you hurt, you kind of have to, you got to be stern with yourself because it's a mistake that you made. And like I said, you have to accept it, own up to it, and then give yourself that grace. Talk to yourself like you're a friend. Like, hey, you made this mistake, but it's all right, bro. You can work and you can still become a better person, especially if you were still young. But even then, if you're not young, bro, you still have time. As long as you're still breathing, there's still time to work on yourself, change yourself, and forgive yourself, no matter how old you are. It doesn't matter. You can always do it at any time. Number 3, take responsibility. Taking responsibility and acceptance are kind of two different things. The way I see number 3 is like, you're taking accountability for your actions now. You're owning up to it and you're apologizing. And you're not apologizing from a place of I apologize that I hurt you. You have to apologize for what you did. And you have to understand the way that you hurt someone and why what you did was wrong. And I think it kind of took me, dare I say, it kind of took me a while to realize exactly what I did. And I know that sounds bad. And I won't, I won't contest anyone that says back in the day I was not necessarily a good guy. That sounds crazy because that just makes me sound like a villain. I wasn't no villain either. But like I said, like I did hurt someone in this way. And you have to be accountable, apologize, but don't punish yourself for it. Don't do what I did. You know what I'm saying? You can't live life stuck in one chapter. You have to turn that page. You got to flip that page. I was stuck in this one chapter, and I was stuck in that chapter for so long that I felt like I became stagnant and more behind than I had already felt. So don't sit stagnant in that, bro. You have to accept it, and you just have to keep pushing. The fact that you even feel bad means you've grown. If you were the same person, you wouldn't care, but you do. And that's what's important. And that's proof that you're already moving forward. 4, recognize that you can grow from your mistakes. And what I mean by that is, yeah, bro, you messed up, but what can you learn from that? What outcome can you take from that? Because you have to let it go. Like I said earlier, bro, your guilt is not going to absolve you. So you have to learn how to sit with it and move it and keep going. Learn from that. Learn from what you did. If you did something you didn't like, then ask yourself why you did it. Really break it down. I had to keep peeling back layers of myself. Like I said, I went to therapy and I went for 3 months before this. I think I went from March to June, and then I went from like June to December. And then we had ended up breaking up again in September. So that's why I was going from like September to December. But like, yeah, channel it into something and acknowledge that you can grow from it and you don't have to be that person anymore. I think that was the biggest thing for me, is realizing that you don't have to be that person anymore. And it's hard. It's still hard. There are still times where I want to reach out. And the only reason I want to reach out is because I want her to say, I forgive you. But you have to learn how to forgive yourself. No one else can absolve you for your own crimes. You have to let it go within yourself. So listen, bro, you are not your mistakes. You are not that person that you were. And if you really want to change, then you can. It doesn't matter where you are in life, bro. If you really want to change, then you can, and it's never too late. You just have to accept it and keep going. Accept it and grow from it. Realize that what you did, okay, what I did wasn't right. How do I not become that person again? What do I do to not be in those shoes again? And I promise you, you won't be in them shoes again. Because that shit is all the way over here for me now. I ain't even worried about it. And like I said, sometimes I still think about it, but it's the same process. It's a long and it's a slow process, but you have to do the same thing all the time. You just have to accept it and realize that it isn't you and leave it in the past, bro. That's the best you can do. You have to forgive yourself, bro. You got to. So with that being said, what's something you're holding on to and why? Because at the end of the day, you have to let go. The past is done. The future is waiting, but you living in the now, bro. So you have to let go. You have to. You know what?